all about you. Don't be a number two. You deserve more. Not some chick's panties on the floor. Does it come when you can't take it no more? Your love is priceless, not a throwaway thing. More precious than a title or a diamond ring. And use your head on this one. Be smart and not dumb. Chin up, sister, and choose the right one. Pick and choose. And always love you. The truth will get you through. Hey there, sister. Hey there, sister. Hey there, sister.
That was a clip from the music video Hey Sister by Kyle Knight. And we are fortunate enough to have Kyle Knight in our studio with us today. Up-and-coming hip-hop artist Kyle Knight.
Hello.
Welcome.
Thank you.
And I figured we would start off with just a couple fun questions so we can get to know you a little bit. So people have seen me do the sports show. I'm going to ask you, Jets or Giants?
Definitely Giants for me.
Yes! Favorite player on the Giants right now?
All the old school players, Jeremy and all those guys.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hamburgers or hot dogs?
Oh, hamburgers all day.
Cheese or no cheese?
Cheese.
I like him already. Favorite movie of all time?
Oh, Blade in Jurassic Park.
Okay. When you watch movies, popcorn?
Popcorn and wine. Yeah.
Butter or no
Yeah.
butter?
Oh, most definitely butter.
Yes, even better. You don't watch any TV shows. We had a little conversation before we got on air, and I thought I can ask him what his favorite show is, but Kyle informed me that he watches more movies than TV shows. So I will give a couple of recommendations of TV shows when you have some free time, you don't feel like watching a movie, you turn these on.
Yeah.
Game of Thrones, Insecure, Ray Donovan. Now we got some of that fun stuff out of the way. We're just going to dive a little bit more into your music and how you got started. So you were born and raised in New York, yes?
Yes.
We're in Manhattan, Brooklyn, Queens?
I was born in Long Island, Hempstead, Long Island, and I was raised in Washington Heights, New York, uptown Manhattan.
Okay, and so music was very much a part of your upbringing. Your father
Yes.
has musical roots,
Yes.
And so, at what point did you realize that you had a talent for music, whether it was creating it, writing it, producing it? At what age did you discover that you had this talent?
I discovered it at age 7, and then I took it professionally in my early 20s in my songwriting.
Yeah, and so, I've always been curious about songwriters because I like music. I don't have a lot of musical talent, but I like to hear songs, and some songs really move me, and I always wondered, how do writers come up with these things? Because I tried to dabble. I thought I could write a song. I mean, I think I'm a good writer in general. I got good scores on my essays. Let me just say, I got feelings. I experience things. I want to write a song.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got to maybe one line and it wasn't that good. So, how do you write songs?
Well, I definitely write songs from my past experiences and some of my deepest emotions, and from things I've been through in life, and also what I observe on the news, and also in human feelings and emotions and things like that. And really, what's the trend out there? What's cool? What's not? And what can I do to be the best writer and to really put the best messages out there through my songwriting and through my music.
Now, did you go to school? Did you get additional training, or you just kind of honed your craft on your own?
Oh no, I went to school, and they had an inbound studio in the school, and that's where I wrote a lot of my material, as well as my father's studio in Washington Heights, New York.
Oh, fun stuff.
Yeah.
So do you know how to work all those buttons in the studio?
Yeah.
They really each do a little something, don't they?
Yeah, they all have their own purpose.
Amazing. I would just get in there and just start playing and doing stuff and think that maybe I created some magic. Who knows? So tell me about the first song that you wrote.
Okay, the first song that I wrote was The Truth, and that covered all social political issues in terms of climate change, global warming, police brutality, all those certain things there, and just really bringing the truth to the people, which has been denied for so long, and hopefully getting the audience to really stand up for what they believe in, which is the truth.
And obviously there's a lot of those issues prevalent today. Where do you stand on, and we're going to touch a little on sports, but in terms of Colin Kaepernick and what his stance were, he took a knee, and he was doing so because of police brutality. How do you feel about his protest as a whole, and where maybe music can fit in that?
Well, what I feel that Mr. Kaepernick is doing is definitely standing up for himself and what he believes, and you know, and that I believe in, you know. And there are a lot of people who just think he should just kind of go with the flow of things and things like that, and just do, you know, stand up when everybody's giving the you know, the Pledge of Allegiance and things like that in the football game. But he's standing up for what he believes in, and you know, he's not feeling to commend his country at this time and things like that, which we all know the reasons why.
Right. And so I was reading a little bit about you, and you grew up in a time where, you know, there was a lot of street pull.
Yeah.
And how did you avoid that? Because that's something that, you know, a lot of teenagers and young people are dealing with across the country. And some do not choose a path that keeps them out of jail or out of the cemetery. How did you avoid the pull of the streets and really, you know, go in a different direction?
I avoid the pull of the streets really by finding my individuality, and also by loving my songwriting and loving myself as a songwriter, and knowing that I wanted to write bigger songs than what I was writing at that particular time. So I really had to change my person and change just my whole being to really vibrate higher to really get where I need to be as an artist.
You traveled to Africa. I'm not sure when did you do that, in your 20s or in your late teens?
This was in my 20s, and this was 2006.
2006. You traveled to one place on my bucket list, which is Morocco.
Yeah.
And I believe you also went to Ghana. And did you go anywhere else?
Those were all the only places.
And tell me about your experience there.
It was excellent. I mean, what really stood out of everything was definitely the poverty, and also the history of the people, and of course the music too, because that's really what got me into things. It really got me really open-minded and things like that, and just really studying our people and studying the history and studying Black people and all those things. It really just changed my life and really just changed my whole world, and I just looked at everything through a totally different new perspective in songwriting. And so when I came back to the States, I was just a total different artist and just ready to really just approach this totally different new level.
Right. So, you know, people would maybe classify you as a conscious rapper.
Right.
And I don't listen to the radio much these days because I'm not in the car as much. But when I do, there is a certain brand of hip hop that is on the radio and seems to reach the masses. At any time, did you feel maybe any kind of pressure or maybe any inclination to create a song or two or maybe an album that would be, you know, pushed to the masses?
But not really, because the word conscious stands for the word life, so which I am a life artist, a life rapper, and things like that. And I feel content, and I feel strong, and I feel confident enough to really work my niche, and which is being a conscious artist. And now I'm not saying that everything that I'm going to do is going to be conscious, because there's going to be a lot of material that I write, a lot of things that I do. But it is important that a young man such as myself comes out the gate right as an artist in terms of songwriting, in terms of recording ability and things like that. And so those are just some of the features that we're really just trying to show the audience and the public and things like that with me as an artist, that, you know, we're giving you a different caliber an artist, a very solid artist, you know, and not saying that I may not do something in today's radio type of feel, but where it is now is really coming out the gate as as strong as possible as a life artist, as a conscious artist, conscious rapper.
How do you feel about the movement of conscious rap? Do you feel as though there is a swelling where it can be something that could be pushed and we can see more common on the radio and on TV, and more maybe Nas, Mos Def, that kind? Do you feel that there is a momentum?
I believe so, and I believe so also because of the times that we live in too. You know, with all the political issues that we have going on with Trump and what's going on in the White House, also what's going on in the streets and on the news and things like that. And I believe that more artists will become conscious, and they'll be trying to put this in their work and into the music.
Okay, you did a project with your father. You're called the Truth EP, correct?
Right.
And in which he co-produced and co-wrote with you.
Right.
How was that experience working with your father in a team situation instead of a father-son?
It was a great experience, and that experience just really fueled us to do better and to do more. And just the response that we have got from the audience that we put out and things like that all across social media, websites, things like that, which is an overwhelming, outstanding response. And it really just put a smile on our face and just really fueled us to do more and to do better.
What's next for you on the music front?
What's next for me on the music front is definitely doing something on the R&B field. You know, people are definitely saying, you know, Kyle, you know, why don't you write something for the ladies and things like that, and which I love women, so I'm going to do that.
Well, you should.
Yeah.
We would love to hear what you have to say to us women.
Yeah. I'm really looking forward to it, and people are loving what I'm doing on the conscious side. So I'm going to remain doing things on the conscious side too, as well as doing different other fields in hip hop and seeing where I work and where I fit in, and what works for me and what does not work for me.
So could we see an album in the future?
That's in the works right now.
Right.
Yeah.
Any idea of when we may be able to hear this album?
We're definitely looking next year, 2018. If not 2018, definitely the following year. That's for sure. We're looking the next 2 years. That's for sure.
In the meantime, you do have some songs that are published or ready for. Where can people listen to your music? Where can we find it?
You can find me at KyleKnightMusic.com, and all my other social media handles is Kyle Knight Music. The only handle that's different is my Facebook, which is Kyle P. Lyric Publishing LLC. Once again, it's Kyle P. Lyric Publishing LLC.
Fortunately, you don't have to wait until 2018 to see Kyle Knight. He'll be performing at the Hair Show on October 9th, 2017 at the Black Spectrum Theater in Queens, New York.
Yeah.
Awesome. And then I think that I understand you have some other interests, some talents outside of music. Why don't you share with us what some of your other interests are?
Of course. Well, I'm looking into writing for other artists, and I'm looking to further my catalog, and I'm also looking to get into acting too as well. And I'm also going to be doing some modeling for some magazines, you know, some real good GQ hip-hop looks. And between those three aspects is what I'm definitely looking to get into.
Well, you got the model covered. I mean, look, ladies, I don't know if you can see what Mr. Knight is wearing right now, but he's got some swagger going on. At the modeling, he's got a little chain, he's got the glasses. I can't see his eyes. I'm trying to stare through the glasses, but I think his eyes are pretty. Oh, there it is. Look at that handsome face, ladies. So the modeling, good. You check that off. Movies, TV,
yeah.
What kind of role would you like to see? If you could create your ideal role, or if somebody, a writer or producer, director out there would write a dream role for Kyle Knight, what would it look like?
Me personally, I would like to do like street roles, you know, definitely, you know, those type of roles, as well as, you know, real like activist roles and things like that. Getting into movies that are kind of like I think came out with a new Malcolm X movie or something like that. I could definitely see myself getting into those things, as well as just real, just like almost like soap opera things, you know. But my hands out there, you know, we're out there, we're pulling the plugs, and we're making the contacts, and it's all happening. So it's a beautiful thing.
Well, I'm going to put a plug out there. I'm going to put a call to 50 Cent. Power. He can be on it. He wants to do a street role. Power.
Most definitely.
ISRC. I think you'd be great in Secure.
Yeah.
Holler at Kyle Knight. I think you'd be great.
Yeah.
They like good-looking guys on there. You know, you'd be a nice love interest. Maybe you could be the social conscious person that comes in and, you know, I don't know, rocks one of those girls' worlds.
Yeah, that would be so dope. Yeah.
Well, it has been such a pleasure
Same here.
speaking with you, and I look forward to seeing and hearing more of you. And I know our friends in TV land and in internet world will also look forward to seeing and hearing more from you.
Thank you so much, and it's an honor being on. Thank you so much.
No problem. We have enjoyed having Kyle Knight here in the studio, and now for your viewing pleasure is a clip from his music video entitled Hey Sister.
Hey there, sister, everyone knows it's not right. The way you do your body at night, a way out, all you gotta do is get it right. Know what you don't even think, is your mind in sync? Hey there, sister, don't do that on your back every day just for some pay. Common sense, it'll all come your way. Hey there, sister, no man in his right mind will ever kiss you. Instead he'd rather dish you. They see you day by day. They know that your life is a stray. You've been around the block. They pick you up along the way. Got some advice. Hey sister, get it right. Saying you a working girl that ain't working. No pins, long skirt, money flirting. The player pimps know you. Your rep's a bad one, and you know it too. What you gonna do? Hey there, sister. Hey there, sister.